Hello and welcome to Smile English Stories, where you can listen to English spoken in lots of different contexts. If I speak too slowly or too quickly, you can change the speed in YouTube. Summer has come. The flowers are on my catalpa tree. The 20th of June was the longest day in the year and the first day of the summer. We called it the summer solstice. More than 400 years ago, we had a queen in England, Queen Elizabeth I, not Queen Elizabeth II like today. In Elizabethan times, the people believed that the summer solstice was special. It was a time for celebration. They thought that the night was full of magic, full of romance, full of mystery. This week, I have a story of magic and romance for you. But I also have a mystery. You know my snake. Snakes are a symbol of love and fertility. But what is the connection between my snake and a butterfly? Love. Love can be so complicated. It can make you feel happy. It can make you feel sad. It can make you feel frustrated and jealous and angry. It can be so complicated. A long time ago, there was a forest. The forest was near Athens in Greece. And the forest was magical. It was magical because the fairies lived there. There was Oberon. He was the king of the fairies. He was very stubborn. He was very determined. And he liked to get what he wanted. He was the ruler. He was the boss. And there was Titania. She was the queen of the fairies, not the king, the queen. And she was very stubborn too. She was determined and she liked to get what she wanted. One morning, Titania and Oberon were having an argument. They were arguing. Titania was not happy. Titania had a little boy. She had adopted the little boy to help a friend. But Oberon wanted to have the little boy. He wanted the little boy to be his servant. So Titania and Oberon were arguing. Titania said, "The little boy is mine." Oberon said, "No, no, 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 the little boy is mine." Titania said, "No, he's mine." Oberon said, "No, no, no, he's mine." The poor little boy started crying. He didn't know who wanted him. And Titania stopped speaking to Oberon. She stopped speaking to him. And Oberon stopped speaking to Titania. He stopped speaking to her. They stopped speaking to each other. Love is so complicated. In Athens, Theseus, the Duke of Athens, a very important man, was preparing to get married. He was in love with Hippolyta. Hippolyta was the queen of the Amazons in South America. There was going to be a big celebration. There was going to be a big party all night. And there were going to be special musicians at the party. A special group coming from the forest called the Bluebirds. Theseus lived in a big house in Athens. Suddenly, the door opened and a strange man came in the house. The strange man was with two animals, a rabbit and a frog. The frog was in love with the rabbit, but the rabbit did not love the frog. The strange man said to Theseus, "Duke Theseus, this rabbit is my child. She is my daughter. I want her to marry the frog. The frog is good looking. The frog is handsome. The frog is very rich. But she doesn't want to marry him. What should I do?" Theseus looked at the rabbit and said, "If your father wants you to marry the frog, you must marry the frog." The rabbit said, "I will not marry the frog. The frog stinks. Poor! The frog is not good looking. The frog is not handsome. I will not marry him. I hate him. And I hate you." And she started crying. And she ran out of the house. The frog felt frustrated. He really loved the rabbit. So the frog ran out of the house too. In Athens, there was a young lady. Her name was Helena. Helena was in love with the frog. Helena was jealous of the rabbit. So Helena ran after the frog and the rabbit. The rabbit and the frog and Helena were running. They were running fast. And they ran into the forest. And suddenly the rabbit stopped. The rabbit had stopped because she had seen a rat. The rat was the rabbit's secret love. The rabbit was crying. She said, "Oh, rat, I am so sad. My dad wants me to marry the frog. I hate the frog. I don't love the frog. I love you. You are so good looking. You are so handsome. You have little ears. And you have beautiful long teeth, like me. I want to marry you." The rat said, "I want to marry you too. Let's hide in the forest." So the rat and the rabbit went to hide in the forest. And the frog and Helena followed. They walked left, they walked right, they walked round a tree, round another tree. They walked round the forest all afternoon. In the forest, Oberon was not speaking to Titania, and Titania was not speaking to Oberon. Titania was very beautiful, and in the afternoon, Titania always slept. She needed her beauty sleep. So Oberon had an idea. He thought, if I make a magic potion, a magic love potion, I can play a trick on Titania. If I put magic potion in her eyes, she will fall in love with the first thing she sees. That will be very funny. So Oberon called his little fairy Puck. Puck was a very mischievous fairy, and he loved playing tricks. Oberon said to Puck, "Puck, you need to take the magic flower in the forest and make a magic love potion and put it in Titania's eyes." Puck said, "Oh yes, good idea." And Puck flew around the forest and found the magic flower. And with the magic flower, he made a magic potion and put the magic love potion in his little bottle. And Puck flew to Titania, who was sleeping, and put the magic potion in Titania's eyes. Suddenly, Oberon heard a noise. was the animals and Helena walking through the forest. It was the end of the afternoon and they were lost in the forest. So they sat down by the trees. They were tired. So they went to sleep. Oberon watched them. He saw the problem. Oberon said, "Come here, Puck." "Yes?" "Puck, I have an idea. Put some magic potion in the frog's eyes. So when he wakes up, he will love Helena." So Puck flew to Helena and the frog. But Puck made a mistake. He didn't put the love potion in the frog's eyes. No, he put the love potion in the rat's eyes. Oh no! Because Titania was sleeping, Oberon took the little boy away.
What did you do here? Oh no.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to take a little break. I hope you are enjoying our play. Now, did you recognize the man who came to see Theseus? You didn't? Of course you did. It's Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. He wrote plays. He was a famous playwright in England in Elizabethan times. And this is my version of one of his plays, A Midsummer Night's Dream. William Shakespeare grew up in a lovely little town in England called Stratford-upon-Avon. But I'll tell you about Stratford in another video. Romeo, Romeo, why are you Romeo? Come on, come down, Juliet. Come down off your balcony. We need to continue the play. I want to know what trouble Puck has caused. The bluebirds were sitting in a tree in the forest. They were singing. They were practicing for Theseus and Hippolyte's wedding party. Puck was a very mischievous fairy, and he had another idea. He thought, I want to scare everybody. I am going to change a bluebird into a wolf. So Puck flew to the bluebirds who were singing, and he changed one of the birds into a wolf. And he flew away laughing. The birds were scared and they flew away. The wolf walked down into the forest and sat next to Titania. Now was night, and suddenly an owl hooted, woo woo, and everybody started to wake up. First, Titania woke up, and she saw the wolf. But she wasn't scared because she had the magic potion in her eyes. Titania fell in love with the wolf. Then the rat woke up. He saw Helena. The rat had magic potion in his eyes. So the rat fell in love with Helena. Then Helena saw the wolf and she was scared. Ah! So she went to the rat and held on to the rat. The rabbit was sad because the rat did not love her anymore. So the rabbit started to cry. The frog loved the rabbit. So the frog went to see the rabbit and went to comfort the rabbit. It's okay, it's okay. I love you. Then the wolf saw the animals, and the wolf said, I am hungry. I think I am going to eat all the animals. The wolf got nearer and nearer to the animals. But then Oberon came back with the little boy, and Oberon saw that there was a big problem. He saw that it was getting very dangerous for everybody. So Oberon threw a big mist over all the forest, and in the mist everyone went back to sleep. Oberon and Puck decided to correct everything. They decided to make everything right. Suddenly, they heard the church bells ringing in Athens. Ding, 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 ding. It was midnight, and midnight is magic. Oberon brought the little boy back for Titania. Puck changed the wolf back into a bird. Puck took the love potion out of Titania's eyes and out of the rat's eyes. But he put the magic potion in the frog's eyes. And he moved the frog back next to Helena. So when they had finished, Oberon took the mist away. And when the mist had gone away, everybody woke up again. First, Titania woke up, and she was happy because she had the little boy back. So she was in love with Oberon again. Then the frog woke up, and he had the love potion in his eyes, so he fell in love with Helena. And they kissed. And the frog turned into a prince. No, not really. I was just joking. And the rat fell back in love with the rabbit. So to finish the story, everybody followed the birds out of the forest and back to Athens. And in Athens, they all went to Theseus and Hippolyta's wedding party. And the birds sang, and they all danced all night. But not the little boy, because he was in bed asleep. What a crazy story. And in fact, I must tell you a secret. It was Midsummer night. It was the summer solstice. It was magic. And it was all a dream. The connection between the snake and the butterflies. In Stratford, there is a beautiful butterfly house, which we visited when my daughter was a little girl. And that's where we bought the snake. I really enjoyed that story. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week.